In today's world, every click, every swipe, and every second online generates something powerful data. But when there's too much data to handle, it becomes something even bigger big data. So, what exactly is big data? And why does it matter so much for our world today? Let's find out simply explained. Big data is not just a lot of data, it's a term that describes extremely large, complex, and fast growing sets of information that traditional tools cannot process efficiently. Imagine tracking every like on Facebook, every video watched on YouTube, and every transaction on Amazon in real time. That's billions of records per second. We call it big data because it's bigger than anything we can handle with regular databases or spreadsheets. The 5 V's of big data. To really understand big data, you need to know its 5 key characteristics known as the 5 V's. Volume, the sheer amount of data generated every second. Think terabytes to petabytes from sensors, social media, cameras, and machines. Velocity, the speed at which new data is created and processed. Streaming stock prices or live location tracking, for example. Variety, the types of data text, photos, videos, GPS coordinates, voice notes, IoT signals, and more. Veracity, the accuracy and trustworthiness of data. Not all data is clean, some is messy, incomplete, or biased. Value, and finally, the most important one, turning data into useful insights that create business value. Real world examples of big data. So, where do we see big data in action? Healthcare. Hospitals analyze massive patient records to predict disease outbreaks or personalize treatments. Retail. Companies like Amazon or Alibaba uses big data to recommend the next product you might love. Transportation. Apps like Uber uses data from millions of rides to optimize pricing and reduce waiting time. Banking. Big data helps detect fraud within seconds by identifying unusual transaction patterns. Entertainment. Netflix uses it to decide which shows you will probably binge watch next. Big data is literally reshaping industries one dataset at a time. How big data works. You might wonder, how do companies manage so much information? They rely on special tools and technologies like Hadoop and Spark to store and process data across thousands of computers. No SQL databases like MongoDB or Cassandra for handling unstructured data. Cloud platforms such as AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure that scale up automatically. And when this data is analyzed with AI and machine learning, it becomes even more powerful, predicting customer behavior, optimizing routes, and even saving lives. So, why does big data matter? Because in today's digital age, data is power, and those who can interpret and act on data have the power to transform industries, economies, and even lives. Let's break this down. Every decision we make, from what video to recommend next on YouTube to how cities plan their roads, is now driven by data insights. But when that data grows beyond human ability to analyze, big data tools step in to make sense of it. For example, in business, big data helps companies predict customer behavior. Netflix uses it to know what shows you'll likely binge watch next weekend. Amazon uses it to show you the perfect product just when you are thinking about it. In agriculture, farmers analyze weather, soil, and crop data to increase yield and reduce waste. In cities, traffic sensors and GPS data help design smarter roads and reduce congestion. Big data isn't just about profits, it's about efficiency, prediction, and progress. But the true power of big data lies in its ability to reveal patterns we could never see before. It helps detect fraud before it happens, predict earthquakes, or even understand climate change patterns decades in advance. When governments use big data, they can detect tax fraud, plan urban development, or manage natural disasters better. When scientists use it, they uncover cures and build climate models that can literally save humanity. In short, big data matters because it helps us make smarter decisions based on facts, not guesswork. It helps us innovate faster because we can test ideas with real world data instantly. Personalize experiences, whether it's your Spotify playlist or your fitness app. Predict the future from consumer trends to financial risks. Solve global challenges like energy crises or food shortages. Think about it. Data is being generated from your smartwatch, your car, your phone, even your refrigerator. All these small pieces, when analyzed together, form a picture of how humans live, move, buy, and behave. Handled responsibly, big data can make the world a better, smarter, and safer place. But misused, it can threaten privacy and fairness. That's why understanding and managing big data ethically is one of the most important challenges of our generation. So, big data isn't just about numbers, it's about knowledge, innovation, and impact. It's the silent force shaping our world, helping us make sense of chaos and turn raw information into wisdom. Challenges of big data. Now, with all this power comes a big question. If big data can change the world for good, what happens when it's misused? Because while big data opens up incredible opportunities, it also brings huge challenges that we cannot ignore. Let's talk about the five biggest challenges of big data, the ones shaping our digital future. First of all, data privacy and security. Every second, your data is being collected from your phone location to your online shopping history. And while this data helps improve your experience, it also raises a major question. Who is protecting it? Data breaches can expose millions of people's private information, like credit card numbers, passwords, and even medical records. Think of the massive data leaks from companies like Facebook, Yahoo, or Equifax, where personal details of millions were stolen. So, securing big data is not optional, it's a matter of trust. Data quality and accuracy. Next, there's data quality. Big data is powerful, but only when it's accurate and clean. If your data is incomplete, outdated, or biased, the results can be dangerously misleading. The old saying still holds true: garbage in, garbage out. Storage and infrastructure costs. The third challenge: storage and infrastructure. Managing petabytes or even exabytes of data is not cheap. Big companies build massive data centers costing billions of dollars, filled with high powered servers, cooling systems, and backup facilities. For small and mid sized businesses, keeping up with these costs is one of the toughest parts of the big data revolution. That's why many are turning to cloud services like AWS or Google Cloud. But even those come with growing costs and security risks. Data integration and complexity. Data comes in all shapes and forms. Bringing all of that together into one meaningful system is harder than it sounds. Different sources may use different formats, timestamps, or structures. Integrating them accurately requires not just technology but also skilled data engineers, analysts, and domain experts. And in a world where new data is constantly being created, keeping systems synchronized is an endless challenge. Ethical use and bias. And finally, ethics. Perhaps the most serious challenge of all. When big data and AI analyze human behavior, they can sometimes amplify existing biases. For example, an AI hiring system might unintentionally favor one gender or race if the training data itself reflects biased human decisions. This is where we must ask tough questions. Should companies be allowed to track everything you do online? How do we ensure fairness in automated decisions? Where do we draw the line between helpful data and harmful surveillance? These are not just technical issues, they are human issues. Because behind every data set, there are real people, their privacy, their dignity, their stories. That's why, as big data continues to grow, so must our responsibility to use it ethically, transparently, and securely. In the end, it's not just about collecting data, it's about protecting trust. In the future, big data will become even more central. As AI, IoT, and 5G continues to grow, by 2030, experts predict that the world will generate over 600 zettabytes of data. That's an unimaginable number of zeros. The question is not if big data will shape our world, it's how fast we will adapt to use it wisely. Big data is not just about technology, it's about insight, innovation, and impact. The more we understand it, the better we can use it to solve real problems, from healthcare to climate change. So, the next time you scroll, click, or stream, remember you are contributing to the biggest force of the digital age: big data. Now, this is the end of this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more simple explanations of complex topics. Thanks for watching.